what do you find is missing? I know from my own experience with working with clients and internally myself, there's this role switch that happens. The owner holds on to things and is afraid to delegate, doesn't want to delegate. But when they finally come to terms with, oh, I understand I should delegate, they then turn around and just assume that the person they're delegating to is just going to do everything. And they just say, here, go do this. And they just give them a list of things to do without really teaching them how to do it, without taking the time to understand that there's a transition period, a training period for them to learn each of these tasks and that they need hand holding along the way. Is that the kind of thing that you're running into with your clients? And what are we doing to navigate that or overcome that?
Yeah, I love that question. And just to clarify, the same thing that it takes to get the delegation is the same problem to get billing entered every single day. So my program does train. We don't have a whole module on how to do billing, but in a roundabout, we teach all of that. So we kick off with the 12-week boot camp that everyone write down to the paralegal. So whether it's how to do billing, how it's to shorten the life cycle of the lead cycle or the case matter, we handle it. Because at the end of the day, to your point, it does come down to the confidence and competence to be able to manage, facilitate, and lead a direction, a task, a to-do, a meeting, a retreat, whatever it is, a billing task. And it all comes down to clarity and accountability at the end of the day. So I train the team in regards to, number one, getting their confidence up, but also getting clarity in their job description and getting clarity in every task. So to your point, the attorney does want to delegate. They just don't know how to. And they're deathly afraid because everybody's picking from their past. The last time I delegated to someone, we got slapped with a bar complaint or whatever it might be. So we all have our war chest and our graveyard of horror stories of doing it in the past. So how are we going to trust it's going to be any different this time? And that's where I feel I come in, because I can speak the language of an employee, whether you're a receptionist or probate paralegal or the professional law firm administrator, in how to burn the boats on the past and how to communicate and operate like a CEO. So the next time your attorney says, go do this, you don't walk out of the room and say, okay, and try to figure it out. I give them the process of how to take a look at the list, look at the email, whatever it might be, and how to communicate and project manage it like a CEO, and clarify and verify on the intended outcome, what the milestone looks like when they bring it back to them, and then for the employee to be resourceful to figure out the how to. That's why, in my opinion, and unlike what Joey and Brett do, I only do W-2 permanent placement, because many firms do need that brick and mortar person in the building and what have you. So we all work really well together. But so often, that's what I'll hear from attorneys. I'm not going to hire. I know I need to hire. I know I need to delegate, but I don't have time to train, and they better come batteries included. And that's where I feel that I step in, is because I don't love the word soft skills so often. People will say, well, the soft skills. I'm like, they're the most important skills of them being able how to manage. How often have you, maybe you can resonate with this, I know I sure can, where you finally are like, all right, great, I'm going to get out of this control freak trap. I'm going to stop expecting disappointment from my people, and I'm going to have some faith, and I'm going to start delegate. And you delegate, and then you never hear from anybody at all. And so there you're like, proof of concept, not doing that again, just so I know I can't trust my people. And at the end of the day, the attorneys are right. The entrepreneurs are right, because employees have never been trained how to communicate, manage, facilitate, and hold people accountable. They even the word accountability, we're all trained that we should be afraid of that word. And I really train how that's your best friend. Accountability for you, for me, for you, for us. And it goes right down to the attorney. What are your top revenue producing activities? Oh, you're supposed to review those documents so we can actually deliver to the client and get that $25,000 fee. Guess what? Give me your cell phone, get off Facebook. It'll take you 30 minutes to review it. I'm going to sit here. I got you a sandwich, a Coke, and I'm now a professional babysitter. Get your work done. and training them on how to do it. And attorneys I had an attorney that literally called me this morning. He's like, well, now that you've empowered and trained my team so much, I'm in a position right now where you know how I told you 2 weeks ago, I wanted to hire an associate attorney, launch the ads. We're ready because they have seen where they have so much hidden opportunity and money laying all over their office because the attorney was a bottleneck. And the team were really holding the attorney's dream and feet to the fire, often in spite of themselves. So we say we want to, when we interview, think about this. I'll just say this really quick. When we all say, okay, I'm ready to hire, how do we write ads, review resumes, and interview people? We want to make sure they're confident. We want to make sure they have leadership skills. We want to make sure they have project management skills, all the things that we interview them for. But then when we hire them and they start to show up that way, we resist it and resent it. I don't want you managing my calendar. I don't want you telling me what to do, what have you. But that's what we want in people. We want people that have the confidence to say, no, attorney, you've moved this 5 times on your calendar. I know it's not your highest unique ability that you want to do, but here's the deal. Do it 5 times. It'll generate an additional $150,000. And guess what? Now we have the money to hire the next associate attorney. Right now, you have to be the sacrificial lamb. You have to do the stuff that sucks the life out of you. But I guarantee there is money and systemization on the other side of this if you do it 5 times. And then we have proof of concept of why we can go hire that next associate attorney. And then you have your visionary freedom. You willing to play along with me? Imagine if you had a team member like that.